All right, so it's race day here, and the teams and pilots are about to go up in a few minutes. So I'm going to try and sneak in there and get some tips for you guys for team racing. Let's check it out.
This is Team Elephant, and I'm Noah Kuch, Unreal FPV.
And I'm Oskar Nilsson, Grott_Monget.
Eric Holden here, Holdox FPV, Norway.
Yeah, so we are from Sweden, and Eric is from Norway.
And you guys did really well in qualifying yesterday. You were the top team. What do you think made that happen? Was it the pilot performance? Was it your pitting situation?
That we didn't crash is what I did it, I think. That we flew at roughly 80% of our performance.
Yeah.
And just didn't crash because you get -2 laps for every crash.
Yeah, so our tactic was just to fly consistent and not to push too hard. Not just like when quads are flying by, we're trying to take it chill so we don't have mid-airs, and try to be very clear in the communication when we are coming in for pit stops. Try to do it as fast as possible.
Yeah, obviously it's very bad to crash. In the first qualifying, our rivals, should I say, Canada, they crashed 5 times, so they had -10 laps. So you can't crash here because the top teams here are at about 40 laps in 20 minutes. So it's I think the top teams are like 40, 41, 42, 43 laps. So if you crash one time, you're basically in a very bad situation. So just need to not crash, and yeah, that's the main thing, I guess.
So we have really fast teams, so when we are flying against them and they fly past us, we're just trying to stay cool and just take it easy. Because if we try to overtake them and push, we know we're more likely to crash.
Have you guys flown as a team before, or is this the first time?
Yes. We haven't been at a team relay race or anything like that, but we were training together for, was it 3 days in Norway?
For this event.
Yeah, just for this event.
So we have competed together as a team, as a whole team. And but we are the 3 FPV Drone nerds, so we decided to go together
on this one. Yeah.
Nice. So when you guys were practicing as a team in preparation for this race, what was your regimen? Were you practicing flying? Were you practicing hitting, communication, that sort of thing?
We were training for 3 or 4 days, so we did a lot of just flying, just punching packs. But then we did a lot of DVR analysis and giving each other tips. It's trying to fly very secure, finding our 80%, so we're less likely to crash.
Anything that you've learned so far as of yesterday's qualifying and today?
Try to fly slightly longer than 2 minutes. Take an extra lap because then you might save 1 pit over 20 minutes.
Yeah, and in team race, the most important thing is communication. So you need, I think at least, when you need the pit, the pit crew, then they know when you are coming in to do a pit, so they are prepared. And also the pilot flying, you need to inform. So we need to inform the pilot that is flying, how much milliamp they have drawn and when they should get into land, because when you're flying, you're not able to think so much.
Yeah, and for me, it's good communication, telling each other how much information you want during when you're racing, so you don't distracted. I mean, you get very tired from racing 3 minutes, so it's very important to have good communication so you don't crash, because crashing is the worst thing that can happen. Takes penalty. Also, you have to power up a new quad, and so just practice on beforehand. Before you go to a team race, try to practice. Try to fly 10 packs without crashing. That's a very good practice. That's my tip.
Nice. Yeah. Is there any team in particular that you're looking at and kind of think is your main competition?
After yesterday, I saw that team race is a little bit different, and I see that some teams are doing much better than I thought. The Heart of America is really impressing me. They're doing very well. And I thought Team Fullsend is not doing as good as I thought they would do.
Yeah, because of the simulator.
Yeah. In the simulator they beat us. but
Yeah, they smashed us.
yeah, they smashed us in the simulator.
Yeah, interesting.
And Team Canada is also performing very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So what do you think it is about Team Canada that's making them perform or exceed your expectations?
We didn't really know anything about them.
Yeah.
At least I didn't really watch any videos of them. So I expected them to be mediocre or like average.
Yeah, because our expectations on the team, our thoughts are from the simulator, like the qualifier.
Right.
So like some teams are very good in the simulator and are not that good in real life. And
Yeah.
some teams are in reverse.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to see.
Nice.
Yes.
Right on, guys. Well, good luck. Thanks for talking with me.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers. Have fun.
Bye bye.
We are Team Canada. My name's Liam Olders, known as Lolders. I'm from Ottawa.
Okay, I'm Anthony Caribbean, also known as Pew Pew, from Montreal.
And I'm Nailed Up, Ryan Walker, and I'm from Montreal as well.
Have you guys flown as a team before, in team racing specifically?
Yeah,
Yes,
we've
yeah,
got
we
quite a
have.
bit of practice doing team racing.
Yeah.
We won at MDX and
First place.
Muncie last year.
I won at
we were
MDX
on
every
track
year.
for a podium finish, but
We did XDC as
I think
well.
we had some miscommunication in the pits, and we actually powered up on one of our own pilots, and we ended up in fourth. So
That was alright, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Muncie,
that
so-
happens.
So you guys have you've won races together in team racing. What are some tips that you guys have picked up along the way that really help you guys perform?
Being prepared and set up, basically have a lot of spare parts, because at the end you need to when you crash you need to repair, and then you're up next and you just get more stressed up and then you start not flying well. So being prepared makes it a lot easier, less stress.
and it's very important to be quick in the pits. You want to have everything kind of lined up in order. In between when pilots fly, pilot's got to grab the quad, figure out what he needs to do to that quad, and
We also think about batteries as well. Batteries and the props we're using. Like we're using GemFam 5149s to try and get a little bit more efficiency, and they're really good. They're nice. And today you're going to switch to some flash, trying to get back to normal. So there's a little strategies with your quads too, and batteries. we've
sometimes
been
you can
finding,
rock larger batteries too, and quad flies a little sloppy,
And
but you don't
Anthony
need the
even
speed.
today tried something fun. He tried 18. Yesterday it was 1800
1750 kV 6S motor on 4S battery, and
just to fly smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
Cool.
flew smooth
Yeah.
as butter. Yeah, it was
Nice.
good.
You
Best
wouldn't have
quad
even
yet,
known.
yeah.
No, yeah.
Wow, interesting.
So
Right on.
But communication, that's a big one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Communication. So, what's your plan for communication? Are you just yelling?
That's it.
Are
You
you-
got to be next to each other sometimes and just be quiet and not yell at each other because the stress levels go up. Then you start flying really poor.
Yeah.
So it's better just to be calm, collect, and just sort of talk to each other
listen
quietly.
to the pilot flying.
Yeah, and be concentrated. It's difficult. It's really hard.
How are you guys feeling? What are you going to change? I know you had some issues with crashing. What's the game plan for today? And
Smooth it up.
Like yesterday, for me, for an example, I was trying to see how fast I could go, and I think we actually ended up getting top time or top
We got fastest lap from you.
consecutive time,
Yeah,
but-
and three.
19
Yeah.
19
But
seconds.
today, I know I'm going to slow my pace down and just focus on being smooth, keeping the throttle steady. And
so, how many quads did you guys bring per person?
I think we
I
each have
brought
five.
Five each, yeah.
5 each.
And
Yeah.
two,
And
two
that's-
spares. Yeah.
That's treating you pretty well.
I think
Yeah.
6 would be my next thing I'm going to go for, and just have that one extra
Yeah.
because
Sometimes you don't have enough time to fix.
exactly. You
That's the
better just
problem.
grab one. It's exactly the same,
Yeah.
and just go out.
Nice.
Spend the time at home building, not here.
Right on, guys. Well, good luck, dude.
Thanks.
Thank
Enjoy.
you.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thanks.
This is Team Demon from DroneBuilds.com. I'm the pit boy, Olaf TV.
Yeah, I'm Chris Fluxy Spangler from Minneapolis.
My name's Liam Waffle Flanagan. I'm from Boston.
I'm Soren Fat Kid, and I'm from Vermont.
So, have you guys flown together as a team before?
This is the first time.
Yeah.
We did a little bit of practice, us three, at my house before the event, but as a whole team, we've never flown together.
Do you guys have any tips for team racing in general?
Pit is super important. We brought Olaf here because we know he's a really reliable pit person. He's pit for Team Pyro in the past, and we know he's really, really good at it. And you really need a good pit person to win a team race. That's completely what it's about. So.
And just general organization, like making sure everyone on your team really knows how your quad works, and so the pit boy isn't surprised by anything. It's dummy proof, and you've got everything organized, ready to go.
Right.
Awesome.
And having like a good communication system of like what to do, like if something goes wrong, because something will always go wrong. Like no team is ever gonna have a perfectly functioning pit every time. So you need to be able to like be 100% ready when your quad doesn't arm, or when your video doesn't lock, or when you're tons of problems. You need to be ready to counter them and keep going mid-race.
So it's more about just keeping your quads in the air and making the pits as fast as possible, and just getting back out there and being as consistent as possible, rather than pushing for hot laps.
You saw all the teams yesterday in qualifying. Who do you guys think is going to take it?
Elephant looks really good though.
Yeah,
It's
Elephant
so
is
awesome.
killing it yesterday.
Elephant's a little scary, but
And they just came out of nowhere. Like no one's ever heard of them. They run different gear. They speak a different language often. And all of a sudden they're killing us all. It's really cool.
And then you have Heart of America also, who's they're known to be really good. So I think it's just going to be a matter of like who can stay in the air for longer and who can have the fastest pits.
All right, guys. Well, I am Sean Ames with Heart of America FPV. Pilot handle is Shames from Moberly, Missouri.
I'm Chance Hartman. My pilot handle is Freefall, and I'm from Colorado.
My name is Dallas Kemp. My handle is America FPV, and I'm from Scottsdale, Arizona.
Heart of America FPV, we kind of started coming together in January. Well, technically the end of last year, we started putting a team together for Sebring. And it's kind of built, and like every event, we end up adding a pilot, it seems like. And so, we've got a pretty deep roster now, and we're just trying to really have a voice and show up at as many team events as we can.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you guys have definitely made a name for yourselves real quick as a team. I've seen you guys, like you said, at a lot of races.
We try to take the team aspect of it pretty serious. There's a lot of stuff that can happen on the track that's so far out of our control. We try to make sure that the things we can control, primarily on this side of the net, that we're executing that as well as we can.
We definitely focus.
We put a lot of thought into it, and we try to be prepared. And I don't know, we've got a good team, a good culture too. Like our pilots are all like, there's a lot of really good buy-in, and it's a good time. It's been a fun ride so far.
We had our practice runs yesterday, and that was our first runs together.
Nice.
It was fun. Figured out some techs.
And every team event is a different format, right? So like our pitting process is completely different at this event than it was at XDC or Sebring. What aspects of that do you necessarily practice for? It's primarily communication.
Is there anything that you have picked up in doing this in real life here now?
So obviously the format of this race is different. You cannot have two quads powered on at all at any given time. Typically, we utilize what we call a pit switch, where we can cut power completely to our quads. And in that type of situation, literally we would have all three pilots' quads powered up and at the ready in case there was a crash, or let's say if a pilot was getting ready to take off and their gear didn't work, the next guy up could literally take over at that instant. So in most of the team races we've done, that's the kind of stuff we're using. In this team race, that's not really in play. So for us, the way it's going in this race, all of our pilots, we have to be sequential. So it's, our lineup is Chance first, Dallas second, I'm flying third. And that was probably the biggest part of the strategy, is just keeping in mind, sometimes you might want your fastest pilot last. In this format, we want to try to get our fastest guy, Chance, up as many times as possible. So in baseball, your leadoff hitter is going to have the most at-bats in a year. So Chance is batting leadoff right now, and we're trying to get him in the air as much as we can. I mean, that's probably the biggest strategy for this event. I mean, having a pilot's in the air, a pilot's at the ready. The third pilot, that's two pilots away essentially, is in the pits helping. So quad comes in, that's a pilot that's tasked with going out, grabbing that quad, unplugging it, and then Robert, our pitman extraordinaire, he's handling the quad that's going up in the air, making sure it's plugged in, and positioned just right, and they can get off. So
Pilot that goes back to the pits handles the quad that's landing.
Yeah.
So it makes for pretty fast pit times.
Get one person unplug in, one person plug in.
Yep.
There we go.
So how do you guys handle communication? Is it just so how many quads did you guys bring per person?
I brought 5 with LEDs and then 2 spares. I didn't have enough LEDs, so I just brought 5.
Yeah. I brought 5 also. Some of them are different setups, but essentially they are the same.
So is there any team that you guys are kind of keeping your eye on, or a team that you think is going to pull it off?
Yeah, there's the European phenoms that are pretty quick.
Team's good. Canada's really good.
Yep.
Nice.
Badlands is really good too.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for talking.
Hey,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah.
See you soon.
All right.
See ya.
Hey, what's up? I'm John Geyser. My pilot name is Ferry. We are Team Baylands, and I'm from the South Bay, Sunnyvale, California.
I'm Lance, aka Boost. I'm here local from Sacramento.
Sean Allison. I go by Sticks. I live in San Leandro, California.
Have you guys flown as a team before?
This is our first time flying as a team.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all flown together.
We're
tons
like
of
the
times,
misfit team.
Yeah.
Like none of us have ever flown
B team.
together in any kind of relay race.
You've seen the Bad News Bears, right? The original one. That's us.
Yeah. So what are some tips that you guys have learned along the way that really help team racing?
I feel like our pit changes, the first couple practices, we were trying to work out like who would do what and like how we could come in and out of the pit really fast. So after the first few practices, I feel like we kind of got it down, and now we're flowing pretty smooth.
Having a well-coordinated pit stop is
communication.
like really key to this, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, communication
Yeah, for
I think
sure.
is the biggest thing. So.
Communication. So
Yeah.
do you guys have radios? Are you just yelling at each other?
We're just yelling to each other. I mean,
we're yelling, but
we're sitting right there.
Yeah, we sit right there. We pit right
and
here.
you yell to over here.
You can
know,
talk this loud and hear the people. We basically just.
We have code words.
We kind of do 2 things. We kind of say. So we're flying for a while. The person in goggles. So we always have kind of 2 people over in the flying area. One person flying. One person's kind of a spotter and helps communicate. And they're on deck to fly. And whenever we go onto our last lap, we kind of say Team Baylands going onto the last lap, and then we call that out last lap, and then the pit guy's ready, and then they can kind of follow the quad going around, and then we call out Team Baylands pitting, and then so that way they're ready right when they land. We do a really quick switch.
How are you guys feeling about the other teams? Is there anybody that you're keeping your eye on? Anybody that you think is going to take it? Your main competitors?
I was actually
personally, I'm not even worrying about the other teams at all.
Yeah.
We just need to worry about what we're doing. You know, if we get beat by faster pilots, then we get beat by faster pilots. But just don't make our own mistakes.
Yeah.
That's
we're trying to
really
be
all
smarter.
you can do. You know.
So basically, if you're doing some team racing, communication is incredibly important.
Yes.
As is just focusing on your own performance and your own gear. Don't worry about other people. Just stay consistent, stay in the air.
Not crashing is more important than trying to be fast.
Nice.
And organized. You know, we're pretty organized over there. The quads are all lined up in order, and so it's just grab it and go. And so just planning ahead, I think, has made a huge difference for having the fastest pit lap here.
Nice. Right on, guys. Well, thanks and good luck, dude.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
All right, we're Team Full Send. I'm Justin Furnish. This is Burkay Top, Austin Alem. We're sponsored by Boom FPV. I'm from Louisiana. He's from Turkey.
Living in Memphis.
And he's from Texas.
Texas, nice.
Yep, Fort Texas. One of the things holding us back is definitely the equipment aspect. Some of these guys got 5 drones, and you know, if you in a course like this with metal gates and concrete floors, it changes. Take one
this
crash.
team format, if you don't have enough equipment, it's rough.
Yeah, you got to fly for 20 minutes straight with
format-
3 full packs each pilot.
The format will be really nice if there will be a limit for drones per pilot, maybe 3 per pilot, can register and fly. It will be a little bit equal.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So it's definitely an advantage to have a ton of drones.
Oh yeah,
Per pilot.
I'd say at least 5.
Wow.
Totally.
Yeah.
So who do you think is going to take it today?
I would say it's going to be between, as of yesterday, I think the qualifiers are going to stand from yesterday probably, because we're going to have to come in here and drop a fresh qualifier off of no practice runs. So they're probably going to stay from yesterday, I'm thinking, and it's probably going to be LA Fun or Heart of America. Canada, if they can pull in, Canada was going fast, but the way they were crashing, it's not going to work out for them. If they can clean it up, it's going to be between those three teams, I think, though.
Yeah.